Okay, we are live. Hello, Internet. I'm back. It's been a little while. I thought I would work a little bit today on that Gorilla project I was working on last time. I need to really get that finished up. So I think I'm going to try to skip a few steps and see how that goes. Um, Typically, I would work in a lot of line art ahead of time, and then I'd go back and add shading and all that, and then after adding the shading and stuff, then I'd go and try and simplify it into the logo. And um, I just haven't really been getting enough time to work on it. So I need to speed this process up a little bit. And so I'm going to just try to kind of skip steps a little bit, get a little more of a straight to finish design, and then I'll be working on vectorizing that probably later. I don't think I'll be doing that today. I'll probably spend today just working on finishing up all the shapes and everything drawing wise. But I do have a little bit of a kind of treat for us today. I've got my brother's permission to listen to some of his music today with the Inn up in Bellingham, Washington. He's got what they call the Inn Sessions. Do a lot of really cool music, a lot of worship music, stuff like that. And you can find them on all the normal places, I guess, Google Play, Yahoo Music, iTunes, all of that, whatever you use. And definitely, check them out if you enjoy the music. We're going to play that. We're going to play it a little bit louder than usual today. Hopefully the balance is all right, because I don't typically turn it up very much, but I also don't typically have permission to play music. And I did actually get a copyright. Wasn't really a strike on YouTube, but one of my favorite artists, Rob Dugan, I played him on a stream a while ago, and they basically claimed copyright for that portion of the video and demonetized it, which is fine. That's fine. I'm not making any money on YouTube or anything. I don't make any money from any of this. But it was kind of cool, I guess, that someone was listening, and they didn't strike the video, they didn't strike the audio. They could have muted that section, but they chose to leave it in there and didn't hassle me over it. So that was really great. I'm sure it helps that I have like 5 views, so it's not like my channel's exploding or anything. I'm nobody crazy. Anyway, though, let's get into doing some artwork here and listening to some music and see if we can just kind of have a little fun with things. So I'm going to go ahead and start this up. I actually haven't heard this album yet myself, so I'm pretty excited to listen through this. And then I've got his Volume 1 and Volume 2 loaded as well in VLC here. VLC, by the way, if you're not familiar, really great media player for video, audio, whatever. It's free open source software from, I think the website is VideoLAN, L-A-N. So check them out. But without further ado, let's get going. And I just tried to click on the play button on my stream and not on my screen. That's pretty hilarious. Okay. Great. Okay, so here's our gorilla, kind of where we were at. We were working on some basic line art, and need to do some fill in on this with these little lines. Let's see. You know what? That music actually sounds really loud to me. I don't know if it sounds so loud to you. I'm going to turn it down just a bit. Let's see. There we go. Okay. That should hopefully be a lot better. I don't know. I never know what the stream audio sounds like because I just listen with my headset on to whatever's going on. So I can't listen and talk at the same time. It would echo and drive me nuts. Hopefully that's okay. And I hope you like the music. I really like my brother's music. It's really good. So kind of folky. Um, I like that a lot. So anyway, okay, so back to the artwork. So we have the basic line work here, kind of cartoony, comic booky. We can't have just lines like this as a logo because that's not going to translate well when it's really small. It's not going to work well on different media, like if we do it as a window decal or anything like that with it later. We need to really kind of build some bigger shapes here. So I'm going to just kind of start working on that, and then we'll go from there. I think the first step, I just need to decide where I want to put a light source. I'm going to work on a new layer. And let's try and put a light source up here. And I better grab a big pen. Yeah, that's going to work good. Okay. And sorry, let me take a quick drink here. It's dry out here in Colorado. Okay. Go. Oh, whoops, I should have titled this Stream Part 3. Update that real quick. There we go. Okay, let's get going here. So if our light source is up there, and maybe kind of behind, that could make for some big shadows and big shapes. Kind of a cool look. Let's try it out. Okay. Now typically, when it comes to shadows, we don't normally have only one light source. If you're in a studio, maybe, but in real life, we usually have more than one, maybe two or three. So I'm going to try to allow for that. In these shadows. Probably won't do them all at once. he's got hairy arms, so we'll kind of take that into account here. Gone over too far there. And these big, what we call pool shadows, are pretty popular in comic books and stuff like that, right? But cartoons, but not something that I've actually drawn in quite a while. So this is kind of a fun opportunity to try something a little different. I used to do a lot of comic book cartoon type stuff when I was younger. When I was in, I guess, junior high, I thought, that's what I'm going to do with my life. I do comic books. But I don't know. I guess maybe I sort of grew out of it, sort of lost interest. I don't know. I think it was the stories. I didn't feel like I could really come up with great stories, and felt a little silly about it, honestly. That's an effect I was never able to do back then. Racing back into the ink like that. Worked out out really cool, actually. Yeah. Oh, that's not good. So I've kind of established a sort of an ambient light source over here. It's sort of lighting that other side of him, trying to bring in a little bit more detail on some of these shapes. Do that trick on it. Also, let's get a more belly button. I don't know. I don't like that. It's goofy. No real evident belly buttons on my reference work anyway. Okay. Okay. Man, I don't know if that's making a ton of noise. I just realized my cord from my microphone is dragging quite a bit. Sorry about that. experimenting a little bit with those lines. Not super happy with that. I like this song. See if we can zoom in here. Faces are a little extra tough. There's no two ways about it, so I like to work on a new layer. Alright. Let's start that over and let's shrink this brush down. Let's go down to this layer. That line. So I have kind of a break with reality here. His face should be dark based on our light source, but I don't want to. Oops. Shouldn't be doing that on that layer. That's on this layer. I don't want to hide the details of his face, so we're going to try to cheat it a little bit. So, chords dragging again. Guess I've gotten kind of used to it. I wonder if this wouldn't be better left to just the face. Pretty happy with how this face is going. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that. Kind of got away from my reference there. More gorilla-like without the big bridge on his nose. Big lip wasn't really right either. Okay, well, I think I need to stew on this for a little while. Run it past Silverback, see what he thinks. I don't know, if I was going to have a t-shirt or something, I feel like that would be cool on a t-shirt, just like that. But, I don't know, he really wanted the gun and the banana and the pants. Maybe this got a little bit too serious looking. Okay, well, I'm going to stop here and run this past the client, Silverback, see what he thinks and how he feels about it. Kind of stew on it a little while longer, decide if we want to just go with the face by itself or if we want to try and include the full character. If we're going to do the full character, then I probably need to go back and detail that out a little bit more, because I got a lot of detail into the face, but I don't know. On the other hand, we don't want too much detail. I just got to think about it for a little while. Been going for probably long enough anyhow here. Let's see, how far in are we? We're at about an hour and 15 minutes, so if you stuck around, thanks for hanging out with me, and if you want to follow kind of what I'm doing, future streams, stuff like that, you can find me as Uncle Mike 5012 on Twitch. I'm also Uncle Mike 5012 on Twitter, although I don't use Twitter a ton, and on Instagram, although that's not really artwork related. It's just my personal stuff. I mean, I'm pretty much posting things that I like, things I'm into, pictures of my dogs, guns, stuff like that. But you're welcome to follow me there if you like. Also at facebook.com/5012design or 5012design.com. Website's pretty outdated. I really need to get some time in on that and update it. I built it with Adobe Muse, and I just found out that they're canceling Adobe Muse, and my hosting is through them as well, so I've got a little time. It's not really a rush. I think they've given me like a year and a half to get it moved over, but I'm going to have to find another host and rebuild it in a more legitimate tool. I have Dreamweaver. I might get into trying to learn that a little bit, or just go back to basics with Notepad and build it out manually. I don't know. We'll see. I might also think about doing a Wix or something like that. Wix site. I've been playing around with one of those recently as well. Not quite as easy as the commercials lead you to believe. There's a lot of pre-built content on those, but still a lot of work of going through and choosing through all of the pre-built content to actually put it into your site and build it out. So I don't know if it's the best fit for me or not. Adobe's doing a new portfolio site, but I kind of like the idea of having my own .com and just having my own presence. It's not reliant on someone else like that. So stuff to think about for a while. Anyway, just rambling here with no one to talk back at me, so I'm going to take off, and hope you have a wonderful evening or afternoon, whatever it is where you're at. It's 3:22 here, so I'm going to take some time to relax, play with my dogs a little bit. Have a wonderful evening.